Okay, so I thought I would gloat over the hole. I've mostly stripped the racks down. I have the SGI test rack completely empty. The E10K rack is mostly empty. I've still got a bit of cabling and some power boards to go, some distribution boards. And I'm gutting the electronics in the power supply modules, or the boxes. But the insides, yeah, take up an awful lot of space. I definitely scored well on this one. So we have, well, this is the inside of the power box. Breakers. I've got SCSI cables. These are all the cables that make up most of the machinery. So we've got the power cables that run along the side of the machine. They're up and behind these covers here. Sequencer box. Got obviously the power, grounding straps, those sorts of things. And then the control lines, which again sequence the boards. So one end sits in here, and this decides when things come up, and then these will connect to the fan tray, power boards and things like that. We have fan trays, the 48 volt power supplies, the line drivers are the AC input boxes. We have the, I called these 5 volt boxes, but that's not right. These are the center plane support boards, which are 2 of them are required for operation. Then we have the control boards, only one's required, but it'll have a max of 2. And then of course the system boards. So now, ignoring what I've already got in this system here, I have 18 of the fan packs, only 16 are required. I've got 16 of the 48 volt power supplies, only 8 are required to bring the machine. And this is, when I say 16 and 8, that's absolutely fully maxed out. I've got 8 of the AC input of the line drivers, only 4 of them is required. As I said, I need 2 of these, I've got 4. I only need 1 of these, although maxed out it'll take 2. I've got 4. I already have a full complement of system boards for this E10K, that maxes at 16. And now I have 23 more system boards. Although some of them, as you can see, have been pillaged for RAM, although this one's still got its little processors. Interestingly, a bunch of them have these PCI shoes. And that's ridiculous. Great big thing that hangs out the front that makes it a total pain in the neck to haul around. But it slots into the S-bus slot on the system board and then gives you a 64-bit PCI slot. And then all of these bits and pieces are from the SGI. So we've got the 2 fans. These are the mid-planes. This is the lower mid-plane and then the upper mid-plane. I'm losing some of the connectors. I have memory boards. Power boards are, where are the power boards? There. We've got the processor boards. There's some more power boards. You can see the great big sinks on them. This thing here is actually the back of the disk box board. And you can see that, well, I've got splices here, which I find quite interesting. Oh, and I got all these as well. We have spud trays for the SGI, 13WS3 video, RAM for the SGI. We've got a pack of the stickers that lets you label the devices. I got some additional internal cables, the breakout boards, more cables, and we've got some fiber channel breakout boards. And then this here is the mid-plane from the E10K. So it sits right in here. In 1999, if you cracked your mid-plane, and I think this is a 24-layer board, it was $550,000 for this board here. And it's so enormous that to give it some rigidity, it has an aluminium plate. And what a plate. This entire module weighs about, I don't know, 45 odd pounds. I managed to accidentally drop it on my finger and smash my finger, so take my word for it, it's a heavy son of a bitch. It also came with an administration book, which is kind of handy, and then one of the lockdown tools for jacking the system boards into the midplane. So I've sure as hell got spare parts now. The E10K, I'm okay getting rid of the chassis. I'll probably steal the casters off it and maybe some of the things like the magnets just to find replacements. I mean, it's not like the chassis is going to break on me. The back planes for the fans and things like that I'm going to steal just in case. Same with the wiring. I'm basically reducing this entire system down to a couple cardboard boxes, at least of wiring things like that. The SGI, I'm having second thoughts on, which really annoys the hell out of me because I was really hoping just to get rid of it, and I've already stripped it down to its bare guts. But it is probably one of a kind. It might be the last of these test racks, and it's obviously something that was in development. Again, we noted the big cuts in the side of the system. On the production systems, you know, you have the big plastic side skins and then the door and everything like that, and the controller module that lets you view the CPU and all of that stuff, the status, bring the system up, boot it, is mounted inside the door. And on this, it's sort of mounted on this crazy little thing here that somebody just drilled a hole in and bolted. The fans, I mean, somebody's dremeled this out to make the connector that tells the fans when to spin up and to increase and decrease RPM. It's probably unique. I really don't have space for it. I mean, I just don't. But I feel really bad throwing something away or recycling it if it really is the only one of its kind. So I'm deeply conflicted. I really, really am. I don't know what the hell to do about it. If I had a couple less Onyx 2 racks, I'd feel a whole lot better and I'd just slot it in there. But with 7 fucking racks of, or 6 racks of SGI stuff, yeah. I could take some of these racks apart and store the cards somewhere and such, and recycle some of the chassis from these, but I'm not sure how much space I'd save really. Maybe if I started stacking modules in the corner, I could get them like 4 or 6 modules high and get rid of 2 or 3 racks. I don't know. So I'm conflicted. Suggestions welcome. Lay it on me. Anyway, enough gloating. This is where I'm at. Obviously, the next stage is to find places to put all of this crap. And then I'd better fire up my damn E10K, I guess. Anyways, I'm heading down under in a couple weeks, so this might be another pause in my video updates. No one is surprised there in the fact that I even suggested that there might be a pause. Yeah, well, anyways. Again, if you've been watching, thank you very much. I appreciate your comments. I hope you all take care.